Johnny, it's great to see you.
Nice to see you, man.
We've both seen the film and we're fascinated by it. I understand that you were very keen to play the role of John Dillinger. Why was that?
Well, I'd seen other films on Dillinger, you know, when I was a kid, like growing up and stuff, and I thought that there was somehow a few colours left out of the palette in terms of those films. So I thought there was more to be done. There's new information on Dillinger, and I thought it would be, a challenge to bring him back to life.
He's certainly a very colourful character, isn't he? I mean, like you say, he was sort of a historical sort of hero in many ways back in the sort of the 30s in terms of what he was doing, despite the fact he was a bank robber.
Well, at that time, you think about 1933, the Great Depression, and what was happening in certainly in the U.S. I mean, the banks were the enemy. The banks were foreclosing on people and taking their lives away from them. So Dillinger, for me, for my money, was the common man who decided to step up and say, no, not me, man. No.
Kind of a romantic portrayal, though, isn't it, of a robber? Because would we think that way about somebody who robbed banks now? Wouldn't we think of them as a nasty piece of work who should be sent to prison and put away? And
well, in this day and age, in the technological sort of age where everyone and their mother has a cell phone and would grass you out in a millisecond, in John Dillinger's day, it wouldn't have happened. They protected him. The people, the public, protected him and cared for him. Today it wouldn't happen. Today we sell our souls on reality TV, so there's no chance. It's
a fascinating thing, because we were sort of reading a bit about you, and you said in some of the stuff that you've talked about playing the role, because there's a lot of gunfighting in it.
You found it very loud. You're a bit of a wuss, didn't you?
The guns were very loud for a start. They shot. Well, that's what I found, yeah. Maybe I have sensitive ears, I'm not sure. But you were saying that you've actually been shooting guns from the age of 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Well, that seems extraordinary to us over here. We don't have that many guns, obviously.
I'm from Kentucky, it's almost a different planet.
So what was childhood like that you were shooting guns at 6?
Well, you just go out, we just go out and, line up a bunch of cans or whatever it was, and shoot them with rifles or with handguns or with, at times, submachine guns.
Really? That's the sort of childhood I dreamt of.
So do you think because we think of you as European, you're sort of European now, aren't you? You live mainly in France. We'll have you, I think.
I'll take that, thank you.
So do you think that Europeans maybe don't view America's relationship with guns in the way that it should be? Because I think we think sometimes that Americans are a bit gun mad.
Well, I think, the gun control over here, in Europe is not a bad thing. I think the control that you have over here is speaks volumes in terms of the violence and the things that we have in America in terms of gun usage. But
would you let your kids play with guns?
I wouldn't let anyone play with guns. But for example, when I was a kid, it was a controlled atmosphere. You went out and you shot the thing, and you shot. We weren't shooting at humans or anything. We were shooting at cans or bottles and. I would certainly take my kids out and have them, target practice and stuff like that. Yeah,
and experience it.
Yeah.
There's sort of obviously Pirates of the Caribbean and the Royal Jack Sparrow is something that you've done particularly for your children, so they can see something you're in, a wonderful film. How would you feel about them seeing this film and seeing John Dillinger? And is there an age that you think you'll let them see it? Would you be happy for them to see it?
I would say this is probably one, films I've done before, like The Libertine, maybe that they'd want to wait a while, Aside from the violence and that aspect, but it's probably not a pleasant image to see your dad get
being involved in that.
Croaked on screen.
It seems very apt that there's a police car rushing past the hotel.
Just at that moment.
Someone's coming for us. Talking of roles that you've done as well, we've seen some pictures of the Mad Hatter. Alice in Wonderland. How's that going?
It went great. It was beautiful. I've done my bit. I've ruined it, and I'm just waiting for Tim to fix it now. It went beautifully. It went beautifully, and a lot of fun. And I think it's one of those films that my kiddies will truly enjoy, and most kiddies will truly enjoy. Yeah, it's going to be great, I think.
Another wonderfully eccentric character as well, though, the Mad Hatter, because the idea of all Hatters being mad and that sort of thing. Do you love embodying those characters where you can really just go to town?
Well, that was the thing, you know. I mean, it was probably the only character where I actually questioned, is this too much?
Really?
But I mean, then again, it's the Mad Hatter, so you can't define too much. It was really just sort of finding, you know, how do we find the balance on this guy to where he has all the, you know, all the sides of the personality of personalities that you want to, you know, portray. He was fun. He was great fun. I'm really happy about it.